This video is on a topic that probably affects more of my clients and the people I know than any other topic I've worked on. I toyed with the idea so much, I tried to wrap my head around the concept, I tried to join loose connections, but nothing really made sense until I listened to Mark Manson's latest book, Everything is F***. Now, the lessons I got from that were so valuable that I wanted to share them with you. Now, forgive me, this is a fairly nuanced topic, so I'm going to try and do my best to kind of break it down and make it as easy to digest as possible. That topic is worthiness, self-worth, how much we value ourselves and what we feel like we deserve. Now, where does self-worth come from? Now, when we're a kid, we look around, we have no idea who we are, we don't know where we fit in society, we don't have an identity, and we don't know where we belong. So what we do is we listen to external forces, we listen to parents, teachers, school friends, and we get cues from that which assigns us a certain value. So when we experience something over and over again, and we can't change it, we can't do anything to avoid it, even if it feels bad or good, we just take that as our inherent value. Just think of it as a y-axis. Let's say we're born at the sort of neutral level here, but we keep getting told as a kid that we're nothing, or we keep getting bullied by our schoolmates. Our value is going to go down. After a while, we're going to think that that's just what we deserve, and we're going to carry that level of self-worth into adulthood. Likewise, you've all heard of the children who are raised with the silver spoon, and they become entitled. They feel like they deserve everything, like everything should be theirs on a plate. That's because they were told by their parents and by other people in their life that they are superstars and that the whole world revolves around them. So of course their self-worth is somewhere up here. Now, when we're an adult, we try and do everything we can to make sure that we are giving and receiving in alignment or in accordance with the value that we assign ourselves. Now, to break that down, if we have a really high value of ourselves, we expect everything. We feel that's what we deserve. And if we receive less than that level of value, we feel like we're hard done by. Likewise, if we receive more than the value that we give ourselves, if our value is down here and we receive things up here, then we feel uncomfortable and we do what we can to either give it away or ignore its existence or go through some other pain in order to bring ourselves down to the value that we have perceived of ourselves. I hope you're still with me. It's really hard to explain simply. Now, that evening out, that balancing out is called the restoring of equilibrium. It's that, okay, my value is here and I'm giving or receiving in alignment with that. Okay, brilliant, I have equilibrium. And if that's out of whack, it feels uncomfortable, unfair. Now, to give you an example of how this can show up in our lives, a fair few weeks ago now, I was going for a coffee with somebody. Now, I see myself as somebody who's very punctual and very loyal. However, I was sat there on the couch doing my work and I got a text from this guy saying, "Mate, I'm at the coffee shop, what would you like?" All of a sudden, panic set in. I realized I got my times massively wrong. I thought it was 11 o'clock, but it was actually 10 o'clock. So all of a sudden, I felt like I was giving him less than he deserved because I wanted to give him what I feel like I deserve, which is punctuality, honesty, loyalty, and all that. So what I needed to do at that point was restore that equilibrium. So what I did was I apologized profusely over and over again. I dropped everything that I had right then. I drove as fast as I could to meet him. I, of course, bought his coffee. I mean, God, I wouldn't have felt comfortable if he'd bought the coffee. And then I proceeded to try and add as much value to him during that meeting as I could. By the time I'd left, I felt like I had restored equilibrium. I had undervalued him by showing up late and forgetting our appointment, but then I'd over-delivered in terms of buying him a coffee, saying sorry a million times, and adding some value to him. So I felt okay, but if I hadn't been able to restore that equilibrium, I still would feel bad about it now. Now, what are some examples or indicators of people who have a self-worth challenge, who may not value themselves high enough? Have you ever seen people, you may be one of them, who can't take compliments? Now, that is a really simple but a surefire way of looking at somebody and finding out that they may have a self-worth challenge. Basically, let's say their self-worth is here. By complimenting that person, you're giving them more than they feel like they deserve. So they either ignore the comment, they pass it off as you not being genuine, or they feel really uncomfortable, or they feel like they have to give a compliment straight back. That's their attempt at restoring equilibrium. What about the girls or the women out there who say, I'm always attracted to the wrong guys. I'm always attracted to like nasty people or people who just make me feel terrible. Have a think back to those people that you know. Have a think back to what their childhood may have been like. If their self-worth is down here, if they feel like they deserve to be treated poorly, if they don't deserve to be treated well by nice people, to be made to feel valuable or to be complimented or to be given things, and all of a sudden they have a boyfriend or a partner who gives them more than that, who is above that value, often they will sabotage that relationship, they won't feel like they deserve it, they'll throw it away, and then they'll go and find somebody who is in line, who provides the level of value that they feel like they have. Hence the tough guy, hence the nasty guy, hence the person who makes them feel terrible, because that just makes them feel comfortable. They've reached that state of equilibrium. So I know I've waffled on for ages. I hope you're still with me. Like I say, it's a really complex and nuanced topic, and really you can't cover it much in a short video, but hopefully I've just given you a little bit of clarity over what that level of worthiness can be and how much it can affect you. So my challenge to you is, have a think what your level of self-worth may be. Are you one of the entitled set who believe you deserve everything? Are you somewhere in the middle? Or do you have a really low valuation of yourself? How has that shown up in your life? What kind of conflicts and discomfort does it create? And secondly, where would that level of unworthiness or value come from? Does it come from your parents, your schoolmates, your peers? If you can get clarity in those two areas, you're really far on your way to understanding worthiness and how it can impact your life.